Hey guys, it's Timmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here on the 25th of November, 2020, to talk about everything that went down tonight on both AEW Dynamite and NXT on the USA Network. And as you see on the screen right there, yes, that is not a lie, Nick Armstrong is with us. Nick, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? Your eyes don't deceive you. I am, in fact, alive and still doing this podcast. I promise. I haven't forgotten about you guys.
This is the second thing Nick's done with me today.
Yeah, this is the most I've worked in a year, baby. Nah, man, we've been doing some, crazy shit. What's going on, Awesome Gamer? We've been doing some crazy shit today, bounce back and forth with, interviews and then getting ready for this show. I'm actually happy to be doing shows again. I guess we can kind of, and I feel like I make this announcement every time I get fired from my job. You're probably going to see me a little bit more often here on the shows now that I have a bunch more free time, and I really want to spend some time hanging out with you guys again and actually being on the show and being part of PWU, because I very much enjoy this podcast and enjoy all of the lovely people, and I also enjoyed Dynamite tonight. It was really good.
Yeah, it was. And it was better. Honestly, I read the spoilers from last week, and it was better than I expected.
I really appreciated, them. Thanks, Train. It's the fucking train that always comes for the podcast, baby. Jesus. Can't leave my window open for nothing.
Oh, I get that all the time.
I really did appreciate them mentioning, the FTW title and... with Taz being like, yo, I want to make this thing relevant. I want to make this thing a title.
Well, hold on about that. Did you hear what Brian Cage said on BTE this week?
I don't watch BTE.
So they've got a new title on BTE. It's called the BTE Championship. And they did a number one contenders thing. And Ricky Starks was trying to become the number one contender. And Brian Cage literally goes, Ricky's got this. We're trying to add another fake title to our stack or something like that. And then he goes, oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you shouldn't have.
He's like, yeah, we're trying to add another fake title. And he started laughing. Ricky Starks was like, oh, baby.
Yeah, oh, man. I'm a big fan of it. And we'll get into the whole, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Will Hobbs, little trio. Man, I love them. They're so
it might be 4 with Taz's kid.
Yeah, that's going to be sick. That's going to be sick. Let's talk a little bit about AEW.
But before that, I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. And
no, don't thank them.
Yes, I do, because I've got to tell them.
No, they should be thanking us.
No. I want to thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And remember, if you are here on Twitch, all the money we do make from Twitch does go back into helping families that have been displaced from the Creek Fire here in Central California. You guys can help us out a couple of different ways, either by hitting that donate button down below. My headphones just unplugged. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below. You can donate bits here on Twitch or with a subscription, either a tiered subscription or with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, not only can you watch Borat try to pawn his daughter off on Mike Pence with Amazon Prime, but you can subscribe to us for absolutely free right here on Twitch with Amazon Prime's Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to, and we would greatly appreciate it if that one channel was us. But as Nick alluded to, we're going to talk about some AEW Dynamite. If my notes will load. I have this problem all the time. My Chrome browser that I use likes to freeze. There we go.
I got my F4W notes up. Don't worry. I don't take my own notes. I'm lazy.
So Hangman Page and John Silver opened up the show. Before the match, a video package played where it was revealed that Evil Uno personally requested the match because the Dark Order likes Adam Page. This was Page's first match since his loss to Kenny Omega at Full Gear, and subsequently, this was John Silver's first match since his loss to Orange Cassidy at Full Gear as well. So Page took control of this match early with a shoulder block and a slam. Silver fought back with an arm drag and a drop kick before flexing in Page's face. Page flattened him with a forearm smash, and they traded chops in the corner before Page tossed Silver with a massive back body drop. At one point, Silver continued with mind games with a spank, because, John Silver just likes to be wild. Page went for a springboard kick, but Silver cut him off and landed a diving crossbody for a 2. Silver laid in some kicks and stopped Page's comeback with an elbow. They traded strikes again, yet Silver transitioned into a German suplex into a bridge, and it looked like not bad in a bad way, but bad as far as like, holy crap. Page landed right on the back of his head and his neck.
That was horrifying.
Ugh.
I hate shit like
that. It looks stiff. But to John Silver's credit, the way he did the move did look smooth. So going forward, Page avoided a corner attack and hit a springboard clothesline. Both men avoided dives, but the second Pescado attempt from Page landed on the outside. Back in the ring, Page hit a sliding lariat for a 2. Silver countered a buckshot lariat into a Hurricane Rana before hitting a cool flurry of offense, including a brain buster that got him a very close near fall. He then laid in some more kicks, but Page absorbed the punishment and fired up with forearms. John Silver hit another kick combination, but was met with a crushing lariat. Page followed this up with a Liger bomb for a 2, before nailing finally the buckshot lariat, getting that 3, and picking up the victory. So with that, Adam Page wins, and then the Dark Order comes out to confront Adam Page. After the match, basically Evil Uno asked him, "Are you ready? Do you want to join us?" He compared... Go for it.
Well, I was just about to say, where Evil Uno, when he came out, I really like them comparing the Elite to like a cult.
Right.
And then being like, but you know what, Paige? We're here for you, man. We got you. Basically offering him a spot as the Dark Order. I really love that a group called the Dark Order is trying to give me the moral high road of what and what isn't a cult.
Right.
Like, good lord.
Because Evil Uno said it. You've been with a group in the past, maybe one of the most popular groups ever, and when you said you were done and didn't want to leave, they wouldn't let you leave.
No, they wouldn't.
He's like, they kept holding you back and not letting you go and do what you really wanted to do. And I'm like, holy crap. The Elite's now the heels, and the Dark Order's the baby faces just trying to get him out of there. It's like, fuck.
I think it's cool. I mean, obviously he's not going to go join them.
That's what we said about Colt Cabana.
Yeah, you make a great point there, cowboy.
Even though Adam Page, Colt Cabana, different level of superstar, but anyways.
Nah, what do you mean? Same guy. Dude, can I just mention how absolutely fucking jacked Silver is?
He's always been like that.
Dude is I haven't been on in a while, so people don't know my thoughts.
Gotcha.
I think he's massive. I love him to death. Let's move on to this Kenny Omega interview.
So Kenny Omega was interviewed by Alex Marvez, asked about his thoughts on Moxley's beatdown during their contract signing last week. Omega recalled that 1 year ago, he was nursing injuries from Moxley and their unsanctioned match. Well, actually, in AEW, it's not called an unsanctioned match. It's called a lights out match. He said the difference now is that Moxley is being called the best in the world. The common thread that binds them, both Moxley and Omega, is the AEW World Championship. And until Omega gets the belt, people will not consider him the best. Omega then implored that Moxley leave the garbage wrestling at home this time, challenging him to a straight-up wrestling match with wrestling ability being the key factor of this match. He brought up Moxley's promo about his father last week and said, "My father would beat the shit out of yours."
That's such a playground thing to say.
Right?
I love
My daddy will beat up your daddy.
I am kind of excited, if it, I don't know if that was a throwaway line, leave the garbage wrestling at home, come wrestle me.
No, it wasn't, because Moxley referenced it later.
Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, I really do want a John Moxley match where it's just him just fucking mat wrestling, because the dude is so good at that, man. His stuff with Regal and FCW, I'll rewatch it all the time. It's so fun, dude. He's such a good wrestler.
Oh yeah. Next up, we got a Darby Allin video. Basically, he set a car on fire and posed with the title. Not much more to say.
I'm angry. I set fire. I love it. I also love Taz on commentary because he joined for the brand new, who was once Will Hobbs. Yep. I think the name Powerhouse Hobbs is such an 80s name. It's
yes, it is.
You're the big...
No. It fits Team Taz because it's some damn name you would have heard in ECW.
Oh, you're fucking correct. And I mean... Hobbs's new that singlet he wears, it looks a lot like Taz's from ECW. I really hope they're like, and I mean, again, like Brian Cage, totally an ECW guy. Ricky Starks, totally an ECW guy. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh,
And it's not like this is a new nickname. No, they literally changed the name to Powerhouse Hobbs. Like he's
and let me
Powerhouse
tell you
Hobbs.
this right now. If you're gonna call someone a powerhouse, and like, you better make it a dude that is in fact a powerhouse. And Will Hobbs is that guy. He delivered one of the insanely crazy hard falling power slams to beat his opponent. It was like a squash match. It meant nothing. He was just damn good. That move was incredible. And then Taz started talking. You want to tell me about what Taz was cutting on the mic?
So basically, like Nick said, it was a very easy squash match. Not much really happened. Took out Lee Johnson. Lee Johnson, who we've seen in WWE recently over the last year as well. So Lee Johnson making the rounds. But Taz grabbed a mic after the match and told Hobbs to celebrate. He complained that the FTW Championship is not officially recognized by All Elite Wrestling and said that he wouldn't leave until the title meant something. Taz continued to complain until the microphone was cut off before demanding that Justin Roberts give him another one. Cody would make his way out, Cody Rhodes, with his producer's headset on. He said that Taz was wasting time and announced that next week, Hobbs and Ricky Starks will face himself and Darby Allin. Taz said that wasn't enough, though. Cody agreed to talk to his superiors, which it's really only one person.
Yeah, Tony.
And Taz goaded him with the reference to WWE corporate speak.
I really
that pissed off Cody, who asked Taz, huh?
I would say I really like the, you're going to give me my best of luck in my future endeavors, but he's throwing that New York accent on there. It's so fucking funny. Taz is so good.
Yeah, he is. Where was I? That pissed off Cody, who asked Taz why Taz's son has been training with Cody over there at that Nightmare Factory camp. Taz then dropped
name, by the way. Hook.
Right. Taz then dropped the microphone and told Cody that he had gone too far. He looked like he was going to walk off, but turned back around and choked Cody out with the Taz mission. The Nightmare family made their way down to make the save. Taz's son then appeared and walked off with his father. I didn't know Taz's son was training to be a wrestler.
I didn't either, and I didn't know Taz's son had such a cool fucking name. Hook.
Right? Hook.
That's awesome.
I mean, it makes sense. They're from the Red Hook section,
yeah,
of Brooklyn or wherever it is.
I love a nice Taz mission. I think it's so funny,
right?
Just watching small little Taz break down Cody like that. It's so good.
And it's been so long since we've seen it. I thought this segment was fantastic. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, Taz was just so fucking. He was just on the money, dude. Everything he was saying. But I mean, and like that I'm not the biggest Cody guy. For a long time, I was so like, Cody's fine. I don't think he's anything special. But man, like, watching AEW over the last year, the dude's so fucking fun on the mic.
Here's my real issue with Cody. Is he a heel or a babyface? Because most weeks he's a babyface, but then there's times when he does heel things, like when he's got to show us his freaking Gucci bags that he pulls out of his car and stuff and flashes them to the camera. It's like, I don't know.
Does he need to be either?
I guess not.
I really do like how, I mean, if anyone's not gonna have a set role in like wrestling and like your stereotypical wrestling, it'd probably be Cody, who's just kind of like I don't know. It just depends on the person he's facing. You know what I mean? Like. So
my question is: this gonna lead to Hook's first match being against Cody on Dynamite?
I mean, maybe it's Hook and Cody. Maybe. I don't see why not. I mean, that'd be interesting.
I wonder. I don't even know how I would look it up. Let's see if he's actually had professional matches. Taz's son, that is.
I'll Google it. You keep talking. I'll Google. Since I'm not on camera, they won't see me like blank.
Oh, they see me do it all the time. Because I don't know what is this Hook is. Because I look up Hook on Cage Match, you can get a lot of info, but it comes with a kid from California that's been wrestling for 6 years. So I don't know what his actual real name is and how to look that up, but see what you can find. Eddie Kingston was interviewed by Alex Marvez. He was asked about the reformation of the Death Triangle. Kingston said he's not mad, just really disappointed. He expected this from Phoenix, and Pac, but not Penta. John Moxley interrupted, and first thing Kingston said was, "Bro, I didn't do it." I didn't attack you backstage. Like, Moxley didn't have to say anything. Kingston knew. And Moxley kind of got in his face. And finally he walked off. And freaking Kingston goes, messing up my feng shui over here. Eddie Kingston. I said the same thing about Kevin Owens tonight. Eddie Kingston does the small little things you may miss perfectly, and that's what makes him great when he talks and stuff. And Kevin Owens is the same way, which I'll talk about later with NXT. The little like nuances and there's the little random one-liners that he's probably not supposed to say but throws out there anyways. It's just perfect.
By the way, just real quick, I found the name of Taz's son.
Mm-hmm.
I have not found a single thing other than the fact he applied for the trademark Hook.
Okay, that's what I saw today too.
Yeah, other than that, he was big at fucking lacrosse, though. If you need his lacrosse stats, you know what? Time out.
What's his full real name?
I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it's Tyler I'll send it to you on Discord. I don't want to try because I don't like mispronouncing people's names. But weighs 184 pounds. He's a middle field position, 6 foot tall. He's a lacrosse player, baby. I don't have any stats on him, though. I hope you weren't waiting on those because I don't have the stats for him. But damn it.
The picture here makes it look like he had some sort of lacrosse scholarship deal.
Yeah, apparently he's kind of like a big lacrosse guy. Good for him. But I hope we end up seeing like an Eddie Kingston Pac match here pretty soon.
I'm pretty sure that's where this is leading to in the end.
Yeah, and I'm sure it just sucks.
I think Pac's going to face all the other guys in different matches, and then finally Eddie Kingston's like, fine, you want to face me? I'll face you.
I hope before that, Eddie maybe faces a few guys on Dynamite and picks up some real big wins. Because I don't really want to see him lose 3 big matches in a row, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'd be cool if I see him lost, if I watched him maybe pick up a couple wins here and there. But this next match, Tim, with Hybrid 2 and Top Flight, motherfucker, if you just like fun wrestling and just like something to just sit back, smoke a bowl, watch this with your friends, like Top Flight are the dudes to watch. They are so damn fun, and this match was...
Now, did you see their match last week, yes or no?
Yes.
Some people online were saying this was better than their match with the Bucks. I mean, I thought it was close, so I didn't think it was better than myself.
I mean, again, like they have so much. They have so much time.
Oh yeah,
they have so much time in AEW.
I mean, they're only 19 and 21.
Dude, one of them is younger than me, and one of them's the same age as me. Like,
right?
These two kids.
So a little backstory on Top Flight.
Yeah,
the Young Bucks were interviewed by Meltzer and Alvarez this week and talked about when they told Top Flight you're signed, and both of them were like, wait, what? And one of them was like, I work at a grocery store. You mean I don't got to go back to the grocery store? And Matt Jackson's like, no, you don't. And then the other one's like, I work in a gym. So you mean I don't have to train people at this gym? And they're like, no, you're going to come here. You're going to be at Dynamite every week and you're going to get paid. They were like just baffled by the thought of we're full-time wrestlers in a company that's going to pay us every 2 weeks.
I'll tell you this right now. I would love to be a full-time wrestler that gets paid every 2 weeks other than like a retail employee. Good Lord.
Right.
But yeah, this Top Flight match, man, this is some real shit.
So they played clips of TH2's appearance on Britt Baker's Waiting Room from AEW Dark. They've done that segment twice now, and it was worse this week than it was last week. Like, Britt Baker, nothing against her. It's just the segment itself. I don't know who wrote it. It's bad. It's really bad. Don't go out of your way to watch The Waiting Room on AEW Dark. It's just bad. Especially this week was even worse. But Angelico and Darius started off this match. Angelico tried some grappling, but Darius cartwheeled out of it. Continuing to match Angelico's chain wrestling, Dante tagged in, and Top Flight hit double team moves. Angelico cut off Dante's leapfrog with a kick, though allowing TH2 to take control as we went to a commercial break. Afterwards, Dante hit a roundhouse kick, buying him enough time to reach Darius for the hot tag. Darius ran wild on both opponents, concluding with a missile drop kick for a 2. They got a bit lost at one point, but Dante got the hot tag and ran a little wild. They eventually connected everything with an assisted spinebuster, but Angelico broke up the pin. Evans looked for a German suplex on the apron, but Darius sent him to the floor. Darius hit a tope suicida immediately, followed by Dante's tope con hio on both members of TH2. Back in the ring, Dante hit a top rope splash for a close near fall, and Helico made the blind tag as Evans sort of missed a springboard moonsault, but got a 2 off of it. And Helico set up for a Razor's Edge on the turnbuckle, but Dante turned it into a code red. Evans took out Darius on the floor, and then Helico locked on the Naravo Death Roll, forcing Dante to submit. And I did see people online going, "Oh my God, they beat Top Flight already. What the hell?" Well, it's fine. Yes, they beat them 2 weeks in a row, but like Nick said, they got a lot of time to grow in AEW, and TH2 is the team they're building up right now as possibly the next challengers to the Bucks.
And I hate this, like, oh my God, they buried him. They buried them already. Like, shut up. They've had fucking 2 matches where they're fucking outstanding, stellar as hell. Like Tim said, they're fucking 19 and 21. These kids are going to be like the greatest thing to AEW in a few years, in a few months even. God damn, I hate wrestling fans sometimes.
So after the match, TH2 beat them down, with the Young Bucks ran down to make the save, and I can't remember who it was on commentary, but someone goes, "Wow, Top Flight got some great mentors."
Hey, fucking facts. Would you imagine getting signed and having one of the best tag teams in the fucking... Not only best tag teams when it comes to, like, their in-ring work, but when it comes to being, like, outside of the ring and, like, marketing yourself and your brand and all that shit, like... Man, these 2 kids are going to be so well equipped.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Getting signed to a major company like this early, and no offense to WWE, but being signed to a major company that has faith in them and not just like, oh, you're another guy on our roster. That's going to mean big things for them this early in their career.
Not only is faith, it makes me glad how much faith AEW has. In, like,
I bet you Matt Jackson's Instagram is going off right now because that's how Top Flight got their shot. They DM'd Matt on Instagram.
Fuck yeah. I mean, shit. Like, that's, I don't know. That's just, it's so crazy to me. Like, that's how it should be, man. That's how everyone should be getting into wrestling. Just contact people. Be like, I want to wrestle.
So, FTR video package aired. They were with Tully Blanchard, of course. They said they even thought their Full Gear match that they should have won. Hold on, this is written weird. Hold on, give me 1 second. They said they should have won their match Full Gear and have the accolades of being the champions, but that doesn't mean anything because they lost. They maintained that they are the best tag team in the world. Tully said that the championships remain FTR's destiny and told the Young Bucks to fear the revelation. Not much here, but them saying, hey, we're going to come back for them titles sometime.
Yeah, again, it's like, do you ever notice how AEW will do such small things where you can pick up on them and then WWE does them and you're like, ugh.
But I mean, this is one of those kind of, okay, they just needed to get FTR some screen time. I guess, honestly, this segment didn't mean much, if anything.
Jason Dalton's is 19 and 21. Damn, those boys are good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Jesus, man.
And they were trained by, they were trained at Mr. Anderson or Mr. Kennedy's school in Minneapolis.
God.
So they were trained by Anderson, trained by Daivari and Molly Holly.
It's not a bad group of people to be trained by.
No, not at all.
We have a tag team match of fucking 2 people I just don't even care about anymore.
Who?
Chris
SCU?
Jericho and Jake. No, Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Good lord.
You don't care?
Nah, it's just they're just not doing. I don't know. It's just like I think I'm the kind of person that enjoys my Chris Jericho when he leaves for 6 months. You know what I mean? A little bit of Jericho goes a long way, and I think when they're not like doing something that's too wildly entertaining, Jericho's kind of just like another dude there.
I mean, you had 2 50-year-old guys in this match, just to say.
Well, fucking exactly. hey, like I talk shit. Like, yeah, they're 50. There's some fucking. They're old. Damn, they could do better than I ever could. Like, good lord, they could do this shit more than I.
So early on, Daniels had the advantage and tagged in Kazarian, but Jericho escaped to Hager, who beat down Kazarian in the corner. Inner Circle kept up their beat down with frequent tags. Kazarian used a series of strikes to escape the hot tag. After Daniels ran a little wild, Ortiz tripped him with the official not looking. Kazarian argued with the official while the rest of the inner circle beat down Daniels on the outside. They kept up the attack during the commercial break. A complete shot on Jericho allowed Daniels to reach Kazarian for another hot tag. Kazarian took down both opponents and landed a springboard moonsault on Jericho for a 2. Ortiz hopped up on the apron, so Kazarian knocked him off and sort of hit a slingshot Hurricane Rana. This distraction, though, looked to provide an opening for Jericho, but Daniels tagged in and hit a stomp. There was a visual video cut from Daniels' stomp, which was very weird, the way they just cut it. Hager tagged in and leveled Daniels with a lariat, but Daniels hit a diving flatliner. He nailed the best moonsault ever, the BME, but Jericho broke up the pin. With the official distracted yet again, MJF punched Daniels with a Dynamite Diamond Ring, allowing Jericho to hit a Judas effect and pick up the victory. After the match, Kazarian laid out MJF, but the inner circle was too much for SCU. Jericho grabbed Kazarian, looking for MJF to hit him with the ring, but Scorpio Sky ran down with the chair to make the save. And they played up this ring a lot. MJF may be losing this ring next week.
Oh, they're gonna do like a...
They're doing the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal deal. So they didn't say this, but I assume if MJF doesn't win because he's in the Battle Royal, does he have to hand over his ring?
That'll probably become whoever wins will probably feud with MJF over the ring first.
I don't know, because MJF is in the Battle Royal. At least
so I'm
his
sure
picture was on the graphic.
I don't know. I'll give an early blind prediction because we have no idea. I'm thinking whoever comes down to, they might just do something for a couple of weeks with that ring, just to get a couple of weeks worth of matches out of some free TV,
right?
And move on to your whatever you get out of it. I did like this next segment with my favorite wrestler in the entire world, Miro. And
you haven't been on in a while to talk about Miro.
I love Miro. I think he's great. It makes me happy that he signed with AEW. It makes me really happy. I think you can already kind of see it in just the way he's been talking and his in-ring work. He seems a lot happier. Just seems like he's like happy to be wrestling and to be like performing. And so so far I've been nothing but pleased, especially with this where they're like trying to debut this video game segment, and my other favorite wrestler in the world, Orange Cassidy, pulls up on them, and Miro was just like unhinged at that.
Yes, he snapped.
The best friends were right outside. Both teams ended up brawling. The best friends powerbombed Kip Sabian into a porta-john, which, do you call it, the notes here say porta-john? I don't think I've ever said that in my entire life.
I say porta potty.
I say bathroom. Outdoor bathroom.
Outdoor bathroom. You're saying too much there. Porta potty.
Bathroom. And then Miro just knocked down the camera to end the segment. I love nice, frustrated, get that shit out of my face segments that end kind of like that, frustrated all.
So going forward, we had the contract signing. Well, what was supposed to be the contract signing between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega for their match next week, because this didn't actually go as planned last week.
What you mean?
Omega got his full entrance. They're still saying the whole North Carolina thing. I don't know what that's going to reference to in the end. And as you see the silhouette of Kenny Omega before he comes out, we see a second silhouette of course, Jon Moxley, who starts beating him down. They go down to the ring. Moxley beats him down even more. Omega tries to grab the belt. Moxley stomps his hand, and then Moxley gives him a paradigm shift, head first right onto the championship. Moxley took the microphone and said that whoever Omega hired to attack him last week did a very bad job because he's still here. He said the only way that Omega could become the champion would be through digging down deep and being that Omega that everyone knows that he can be and wants to see him be. Moxley actively started promoting the match and said that winter is coming. Somebody in this fucking company loves too much Game of Thrones.
I've never seen that show in my life.
I've watched one episode and didn't like it. I know people tell me, you gotta watch more than one.
Yeah, here's the thing. A show's not good if it's only good by the third or fourth episode.
Right.
The show's not good.
So, he told Moxley, if you really want to hire a hitman, I know a guy in Philly that can do a better job. He told Omega to steady his aim and take his shot, because he's only going to get one. Moxley said that Omega's going to try and do something that no one's been able to do in the last 18 months. He then thanked Tony Tony Schiavone that is, and signed the contract. I thought Moxley was great here.
He's always great.
And they keep saying this is they say this is the biggest match in Dynamite history, which I think it is, but I also think this might be the biggest match that they've just done, period, in AEW, because yes, we've seen Moxley versus Omega before, but not with the title on the line. So I think this might be the biggest match they've done thus far.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all.
So Jericho was interviewed backstage. He had the full inner circle with him. MJF immediately took the microphone, calling Kazarian a coward for sucker punching him. Jericho said, "I think he's got a broken jaw and gonna need dental work. I can see it." Jericho said the inner circle's fun and games are done, and announced that next week he's taking on Kazarian and gonna take him out.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really good match. I'm waiting for Kazarian to get in Jericho's face and just go, "Do ya?"
A really cool video package aired right before the women's championship match.
I really like this video. It was
really
perfect.
Kind of like tying it all together, making this seem like a big match, which that women's division very much needs. Jay discussed her lack of like experience, and but she's been trained in judo by Tay Conti, who I really like. How not a couple months ago, 6 months ago, Tay Conti was like losing matches on NXT.
It was like this time last year when she was asking for her release.
Yeah, and now she's like bumping it up, and I it's always nice to see a familiar name still doing well. She said that her knee is fine, and she challenged Jay to find more.
Now, the reason I really liked this video is because AEW used their rankings to make this match. This wasn't like Anna Jay attacked Hikaru Shida and said, "I want the next title shot." This was Anna Jay won a bunch of matches on Dark, became a challenger, became a top 5 ranked competitor, and so because there was really no, I guess, build between the two, they created a great video that kind of tied it all together as to why Anna Jay is the challenger, and I like that. I know that kind of contradicts what I said about the Hikaru Shida Nyla Rose match from the last pay-per-view, how there was no build to that, and I didn't like there was no build, but it's different because it's like with the Nyla Rose stuff, and how do I word this? We've seen that so many times, Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida. It's like, why do we need that again with no actual reasoning other than she's the number 1 ranked?
Well, that's the main thing, is why do we need this again with no reasoning other than being...
Yeah, at least this one was, Anna Jay went on a roll, won a bunch of matches, because I don't even think Nyla Rose had won more than like 1 or 2 matches since her last title shot before the one at Full Gear. So that's why, to me, it just all didn't make no sense. But anyways, this match was not bad. Jay had Dark Order out there with her, John Silver, Alan Angles 5, and Preston Vance 10. They had a shoving match right away. Jay immediately went for the Queen Slayer's knee, or Queen Slayer sleeper, but Shida escaped and hit a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker and a drop kick. Jay evaded a knee on the floor and drove Shida into the barricade. She targeted Shida's injured right knee during the break. Anna Jay kicked Shida off the turnbuckle with a dangerous J kick, that's what she calls it, before demanding a chair from Conti. The official took the chair, but Silver gave Jay a kendo stick. Jay went for the kendo stick shot on Shida and got a near fall. Shida then escaped the Queen Slayer sleeper and hit a straight jacket German and a forearm smash for a near fall. She then hit the Tamashi and picked up the victory. So, Anna Jay unsuccessful in trying to win the women's championship. After the match, though,
match is the best part, though. I think right here.
After the match,
fucking part. Yeah.
So after the match, Shida's limping away, and also we hear some weird music. The camera pans out and it says Abaddon on the screen. All of a sudden, Abaddon starts crawling out, blood falling out of her mouth. And she spooks the champ so bad that she falls down. Then, frickin' Abaddon grabs the woman's title and licks it, getting all that blood or whatever all over the title.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, oh, damn. Okay.
Be still my beating heart. I think I've found the new love of my life. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see this championship shit go down, because man, Abaddon's so fucking cool, bro.
So next up, a delusional Matt Hardy called himself the most influential trailblazer in wrestling. And honestly, this is just a BTE segment they've now brought to Dynamite. Because Matt Hardy did a thing, he's done a thing a couple of weeks now where he's like, oh, Young Bucks, you guys like to pretend you're me and my brother Jeff. And then he saw Top Flight and goes, another great tag team that was influenced by me and my brother Jeff. So he's been doing that kind of thing on BTE, and now they're, I guess, doing it on Dynamite. He said now that he's overcome his insurmountable odds, us at home can overcome our pedestrian challenges.
Yeah, are they going to turn that what would Matt do into like a whole thing? Into like...
Maybe? I don't know.
Version of Matt, you know what I mean? Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to mute myself real quick.
So going forward, Team Taz cut a promo without Taz. Ricky Starks cut a great promo here. He said that Cody crossed the line tonight. They all respect Taz, but Cody's paper-thin ego is getting in the way. Before today, it was all business, but now Cody's made it personal. He said that Taz is already left with his kid, and they're going to get him next week with Ricky Starks and Hobbs against the champ Darby Allin and Cody.
Yeah, I've never sneezed harder in my life.
So with that, we go on to our main event. It was the Butcher and the Blade against Pac and Phoenix. And I'm liking seeing more Butcher and the Blade every week. We've seen Butcher and the Blade for a minute. Like, they're in the main event or a top build match for like the last month every week. And I'm not against it. Butcher and the Blade's a great team. Plus,
yeah. And
plus we get to see the bunny.
If you're a fan of like metal, Butcher's band Every Time I Die.
It was in a band?
Yeah, look up Every Time I Die. They're one of my favorite bands. I discovered this at a bar one night where I'm just sitting there, and I'm sitting there with my brother, and this guy comes out, and they have AEW up on the TV, and it's the Butcher, and he did. At first, I was like, man, that dude's jacked. That dude's fucking huge. Oh, he's got pretty similar tattoos to the bassist for Every Time I Die. He looks a lot like the... Hold on. And I was like, whoa, my worlds are colliding. It was pretty
nice.
Cool. I'm a big metal guy, so it was cool. It's cool to see also like him being a damn good wrestler and also shredding like a motherfucker. That shit's awesome. This match was
I really enjoyed this match. Eddie Kingston was on commentary. It seems like we've got Eddie Kingston on commentary every week now, which I like. I like Eddie Kingston on commentary.
Everybody should.
Pac and Phoenix dominated right away and hit dives. Pac went for the Black Arrow too quickly, and Butcher popped up as he and Blade took control. Tried to isolate Pac, who fought out and tagged in Phoenix. Death Triangle took turns attacking Blade, and Pac got cocky, allowing him to fight back. They had a striking exchange with Blade, who won with a lariat. Phoenix and Butcher, neither of whom were the legal men, had a battle in the ring. Butcher took out Phoenix with a big move, and Pac. This led to Pac and all four men getting just taken down. Big old, I guess you could say quad. They say double down when it's two guys. I call it a quad down. All four guys got knocked down at one point. During the break, Pac distracted the official as Penta beat down Butcher on the floor. Who the fuck are the heels and the baby faces? Like,
again, I think for this, it doesn't fucking matter.
I guess.
There doesn't need to be one for this. This is just to... I'm pretty sure this is just to remind you that Pac could literally kill a family of fucking 12 if he wanted to.
But he's also got Penta coming out and helping them.
Yeah, and that's just... You gotta make stories, bro.
So, Butcher cut off Phoenix and landed a knee for a 2. He and Blade isolated Phoenix until Phoenix hit a handspring cutter, buying them enough time to reach Pac. Pac tagged in and hit kicks on both opponents. He nailed the Northern Lights suplex and bridged it on Blade for a near fall. Blade avoided a shooting star press and tagged in Butcher, who leveled Pac with a lariat for a near fall. Butcher and Blade hit more double team moves, concluding with a Doctor Bomb, but Phoenix broke up the pin attempt with a drop kick. Phoenix made a blind tag, and they took out Blade. Kingston then ran down to the ring and distracted the official, allowing Butcher and Blade to hit a powerbomb neckbreaker combo for the victory. The Butcher and the Blade do defeat Pac and Phoenix. Then, in a just I don't know what the hell happened spot, the family continued their attack on Kingston. They continued their attack on Pac and all them, Death Triangle. Kingston DDT'd Pac on a chair twice, and then all of a sudden, motherfucking Lance Archer runs down, jumps over the top rope, and just takes out everybody.
Yeah.
What the hell was this?
Fuck yeah.
I don't understand it, but whatever.
Big man in charge.
I don't know what this is leading to. I don't know if maybe it's going to lead to a Lance Archer Kingston match, which that only would have made sense about September was how many months ago? 2-3 months ago? That's when a Kingston Archer match would have made sense, but it doesn't anymore. Because when you think about it, Kingston kept saying he was never officially eliminated from the Battle Royal, the Casino Battle Royal, but Archer ended up getting the title shot. And so back then, these two feuding would have made sense. But now it's like too far, to me at least, too far removed.
I mean, you could always make the argument they just had other things to do. Like, they just had other things during AEW Dynamite that prevented them from being able to have a match, and one of them still wants their fucking revenge.
I guess.
It is weird, though.
Lance Archer stood tall, and there we go. As far as the poll here on Twitch does go, 100% of you liked Dynamite.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had one of the polls where it was 100%.
It was great, man.
Oh, that was a good show tonight.
Yeah, I like Dynamite. It was a lot of fun. Again, they do a great job at making you want to come back next week and follow up and see what happens.
Also, I didn't mention it, but all the matches that were announced for next week, I have them right here. Because it's a pay-per-view caliber show. We've got, of course, the world title match between Moxley and Omega. Cody and Darby Allin against Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. Jericho versus Kazarian. The Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal. And Britt Baker will be taking on Layla Hirsch.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That'll be wicked.
And then, like I said, they're trying to build this up as like a pay-per-view caliber show. So we'll see how it goes. As they say, winter is coming.
Well, guys, I want to say thank you for having me back, at least for the AEW part of this review. Being that I live in California, I need to go grocery shopping, and if I'm not home by curfew, they'll kill me. They'll fucking kill me. I don't know what they'll do.
Jail.
Yeah, basically killing me then. So this is where I say goodbye for now. I will be back, though. You'll probably see me pop up here and again throughout the week. Hopefully, sometime this week. Little teasy. Tim and I can play a little bit of Here Comes the Pain. Oh, we can get that working, hopefully.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you guys very much. Enjoy the NXT recap. That's going to be all for me. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, you can follow me at ArmWeek21, all that fun shit. I just post bad stuff on the internet. Yeah, don't follow me. I'm not very funny.
Nick posts about what Kenny Omega would call garbage wrestling.
Amen, baby. You want to watch some goddamn deathmatch and get drunk with me? Well, follow me on Twitter tonight because it's probably what I'm going to be doing. Thanks, Tim, and I'll watch our interview with James Kincaid. Watch it. Go watch it.
It is
as soon as this is over.
I was going to plug that. So we did an interview today with James Kincaid from Primetime Live. The interview is up currently for YouTube member subscribers and Patreon subscribers, and we'll go live for everybody else Friday morning.
Yep. Thank you guys very much for having me on. Enjoy the rest of the show. I'm going to go buy some Coors Light Banquet now. I'll see you guys later.
Coors Light Banquet? What have you been watching, Cobra Kai?
No, I've been watching Eric Bador.
That's what freaking Johnny drinks in Cobra Kai. All he drinks is Coors Light Banquet.
They're the best kind of beer, baby. Alrighty, folks. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.
As we transition over to NXT. I thought NXT was a good show. I'm going to say it, not as good as AEW Dynamite. I thought Dynamite was a little bit better. And also remember, guys, if you want to be part of tonight's show, as some of you already have done, you can text in to 510-906-1341. Let me know your thoughts on both AEW Dynamite and NXT. So the show opened up with a singles match that involved participants in the Women's War Games, Candace LeRae and Ember Moon. LeRae early on wanted a timeout. However, there are no timeouts in pro wrestling. Soon, Moon drop-kicked her right out of the ring. Moon then sent LeRae crashing into the announce desk. After a fall-away slam in the ring, LeRae went on outside again. LeRae tried to flee, but Moon chased her down. LeRae cut off Moon when they got back into the ring, and the tides began to shift slowly. Moon landed a kick for a near fall. LeRae countered into a small package and got a 2 off of it. She hit Moon with a lariat for another 2. Moon kicked out again a moment later, and Moon then started to fire up and rally. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez would make their way down to the ring as the show cut to its first commercial break. LeRae took advantage of the distraction of Excuse me. Lorraine took advantage of the distraction to Moon during the break, and then Lorraine began to work her over. Lorraine applied the Gargano escape as the show returned from the break. Moon tried to break the submission, but Lorraine caught her in a sleeper. Moon countered, and then Moon made a comeback. Suplex combo led to Moon going for her finish. Hartwell jumped up on the ring apron to cause a distraction, and Hartwell made a sacrifice by taking the Eclipse from Ember Moon. Lorraine superkicked Moon, and then used the Wicked Stepsister to pick up the victory. After the match, Kai and Gonzalez got into the ring to attack Ember Moon. Toni Storm would run out, and as we thought, and we thought wrong, Toni Storm comes down. We think she's going to help Ember Moon, but no. Oh, no. Instead, she turns and attacks Ember Moon. Then, she threw Moon into the ring steps. Storm rolled Moon back into the ring for all the heels to just pounce. They left Moon laying there as Storm looks to court a spot on Team Lorraine in War Games. And as we learn later, she's on Candace's team for War Games. Got a vignette package for El Legado del Fantasma. This was just all right. They basically just said they're going to actually make the Cruiserweight title mean something. So, Undisputed Era came out to say who will be representing them in the ladder match later on tonight. Before the segment, though, a clip aired showing Pat McAfee cutting a promo on his podcast. McAfee said that he would not be here tonight. Adam Cole began with the question, "Do we look dead to you?" McAfee said that his faction killed the Undisputed Era. Cole said that they heard that before, but they're still here. He called McAfee a coward for not being there tonight. Cole talked about how much he will enjoy facing off against McAfee in War Games. Kyle O'Reilly then chimed in and said, hey, they've got Pete Dunne. Representing them, I want to represent us because I want revenge on Pete Dunne for what he did to me at Halloween Havoc. And Cole looked at everybody and goes, hey, Kyle O'Reilly? Fine by me. Cole said that they were going to focus on tonight, and everybody said that Kyle would be a great choice to take on Pete Dunne tonight in the ladder match. So in the back, Candace LeRae was being interviewed with her War Games team as she officially announced it as herself, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm. So Indy Hartwell, not in War Games. In a pre-tape spot, LeRae and her husband, Johnny Gargano, plugged merchandise for Black Friday. Cool. Johnny was kind of dressed like a Santa. Next up, we had Kishida versus Timothy Thatcher. I thought the wrestling in the match was good, really, really good. But other than that, it was, I don't know. The Ciampa thing kind of threw me off a little bit. Also, forgot to mention, Kevin Owens on freaking commentary. And Kevin Owens, amazing on commentary. So before the match starts, Ciampa came down, and Kevin Owens goes, Ciampa's here with the chair. Uh-oh, someone better watch out. Ciampa sets the chair up and sits down, and Owens just goes, oh, he's just going to sit in the chair. Okay, we're good. I loved it. So Ciampa looked on as Thatcher and Kishida grappled early on. The pace quickened when Kishida landed a cartwheel into a drop kick. He went for a kick, but Thatcher blocked it. Thatcher then targeted the leg before the show cut to the commercial break. Kishida was making a comeback when the show returned. Thatcher cut him off, but Kishida still fought back. Kishida applied a hoverboard lock, but Thatcher countered into an armbar of his own. Kishida with a counter to apply an armbar. Thatcher countered into an ankle lock. The two kept countering till Kishida countered into an ankle lock of his own. Kishida with a bridging cradle for a near fall got a 2, but Thatcher caught him in a sleeper hold. Kishida with a counter sent Thatcher outside of the ring. Thatcher was then all of a sudden bleeding from the mouth. Mouth and the nose, actually. Thatcher took a shoulder breaker on the floor. Kishida went to work over the arm, prepping Thatcher with kicks. Thatcher came back with a suplex. Ciampa suddenly stood up from his chair, and he slammed the chair closed. The loud bang helped distract Thatcher. Kishida trapped him in the armbar. Thatcher tried to free himself, but he was instead forced to tap out. Kishida wins, and I don't know how many times now this is a loss for fucking Timothy Thatcher. Timothy Thatcher just loses and loses and loses in NXT. What the hell are they doing? I don't know. After the match, Ciampa said, I think he's got a problem with me now. So next up, we had the KO show with Kevin Owens, special guest, Leon Ruff. And I go, ooh, KO show on NXT. This could be fun. It started kind of fun, But then it just went on and on and on and went way too long. So Leon Ruff came out dressed to the nines, and they showed the footage. I thought it was funny. Kevin Owens is used to main roster where you look up the ramp to see the Titantron. Well, he's like, let's look at footage of when you won the title. And he goes to look over and he goes, oh, sorry, let's swivel our chairs around. It's actually behind us. We got to look up here. I thought that was funny. Like I said earlier, Kevin Owens with the little subtle things that it's not like written in, that he just ad-libs, amazing. So they showed when Leon Ruff put the title on and then it fell to his ankles. And he goes, ooh, you got to show that? That was pretty embarrassing. Owens joked, don't worry about it, bro. Same thing happened to me when I had the NXT title. It just fell off. He said he joked that he had a much larger waistline. So Owens changed the subject by asking Ruff what the title really meant to him. Ruff said the title meant a yes to every no that he has received coming up along the way. He wanted to be an inspiration, and Owens congratulated Ruff on winning the title. Owens said Ruff should be proud that he did so. Owens went on to tell Ruff that he needs to talk about himself more with more confidence, because if he doesn't have confidence in himself, no one's going to have confidence in him. He needs to be more encouraging. Ruff began to fire up. He took Kevin's prep talk to heart. He kicked the chair, and he started talking about Johnny Gargano, and Kevin goes, whoa, you're going to need to stop there. And he goes, oh, sorry, you mad that I kicked your chair? He goes, no. I've learned that on the KO show, when you say somebody's name, they're going to come out. It's just inevitable. He's like, in 3, 2, 1, nothing happens. And then finally, Gargano's music hits, and he goes, okay, I was a little off there. So Gargano got in the ring and was cutting a promo on Ruff. Owens went to give him a chair, and Johnny's like, what's this for? He goes, in case you want to sit down. He goes, I don't need this chair. And he threw the chair out of the ring. And as we cut back to the ring, he's got another chair. And Johnny goes, I told you I didn't want a chair. He goes, this chair ain't for you. I know what's coming next. And so he starts talking. He's like, hey, you wouldn't have beat me at all if it wasn't for that guy with the arrow, Damian Priest. And Owens goes, there we go. I knew it was coming. 3, 2, 1. Maybe things are different in NXT. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, up. Damian Priest music hits, and Owens goes, there we go. Damian Priest came down and cut a promo saying that he was better than Gargano. Owens interrupted to ask Priest if he needed the chair. Priest politely said, thank you, but I don't need it. Owens then, he's like, so Damian Priest says, and this is one of those things, like I said, Owens and the little things. Damian Priest goes, no, thank you, I don't need it. So Owens goes to push the chair off. He goes, man, why do we even keep bringing all these chairs here? I've died. So before anything else happened, Gargano shoved Ruff into a chair. Ruff got in his face. Priest then told Ruff that he yet to get a rematch for the title that he lost. And my first thought was, hold on, bro. You should get your rematch before somebody else wins the title. Your rematch should come against the champ, Johnny Gargano. If Johnny loses the title, I don't think he should get a rematch. Kevin Owens then goes, hey, how about y'all get rematches? I wish we had somebody out here like Teddy Long that could make a triple threat match. Do we have a Teddy Long here in NXT? And out would come William Regal and say, in 2 weeks' time, at NXT War Games, we'll have a triple threat match with the NXT North America title on the line. Leon Ruff will defend against both Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest. And then Regal goes, playa. And I about lost my shit when Regal said, playa. So we got a video package from the NXT champion, Finn Balor. He said last week he set up war. And, well, things are coming. I don't know what this was, because he ain't coming back anytime soon. He's got a broken freaking jaw. Shotzi Blackheart cut a promo about War Games as Black Sabbath's War Pig played in the background. Classic rock song is the theme for NXT War Games. Cameron Grimes then took on and defeated Jake Atlas. Not much here. Really quick-paced match that didn't last too long. Grimes and Atlas went back and forth before Grimes delivered the cave-in and picked up the victory. Dexter Lumis then appeared out of nowhere. He popped up behind Grimes and frightened Grimes. Grimes ran off. Grimes fled, and Lumis was not done with him here. He threw a video package on the LED screen. It was a video package of Grimes being scared from, well, Halloween Havoc. Lumis also had the blindfold sack from last week, and he reached into the bag to pull a long strap out. William Regal, after the commercial break, let Cameron Grimes know that, well, those two are going to have a strap match takeover. So Cameron Grimes can't run away this time from Dexter Lumis. Thinking about it, is this Dexter Lumis' second strap match in NXT? Dexter, let me know. Hold on. I think this might be. Yeah, Dexter Lumis had a strap match against frickin' Roddy Strong. This is Lumis' second strap match in frickin' NXT now. In like 6 months. So Ria Ripley came out and they've been teasing that she's got some big major announcement. And really, she didn't have a big major announcement. All she said was, I'm not going to the main roster. She said the hug last week with Io Shirai, well, it wasn't a send-off or me saying goodbye. It was mutual respect. She says she's still here to stay in NXT. She's heard all the rumors and speculation, and it's not true. She vowed to eventually win back the NXT Women's Championship. Candace LeRae would interrupt and was joined with Team Candace, Team LeRae, that is. Well, no. First off, she was only joined with Toni Storm. Then Dakota and Raquel came out holding a limp Io Shirai. The heels surrounded the ring, and they closed off Ripley. Ripley tried to beat them all down, but the 4-on-1 attack was just too much. And, well, they left her laying as well. So Xia Li and Boa were in a skit, which I don't understand. And they went to a warehouse where they pleaded for forgiveness and mercy. Their pleas were aimed at a mystery figure clad in a cloak. The cloaked figure marked their hands. That looked like the weirdest nightclub I've ever seen. I don't know what the fuck this is. Okay. I don't know what this Xia Li Boa stuff is. And it gets weirder every week, and I don't like it. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it in the end, but I don't know. So next up, Everrise were in the ring waiting for a match when they were attacked by none other than James Drake and Zach Gibson, the grizzled young veterans. They laid out Everrise, and then they basically cut a promo saying that they're here, and they're going to become the new number one contenders for the tag team titles. I like the grizzled young vets. I think they're great. They're great on their own, and they're great together. Fuck it. Cool. Another great tag team in NXT. Why not? We need a new team. So LeRae is backstage doing another interview. And she says that next week, Raquel Gonzalez will take on Shotzi Blackheart. The winner will earn their team the advantage for War Games. We see Indy Hartwell wearing a neck brace. And LeRae helped her get into a car where somebody else is actually wearing the Scream mask. So, there's two people with a Scream mask. Gargano, LeRae, and Hartwell were seen along with the Scream character. Who could it be? Is this going to be like a male joining Johnny, like Indy joined Candace? I don't know. I honestly have no clue. So we go on to our main event. It was Pete Dunne versus Kyle O'Reilly in a ladder match where the winner earns their team an advantage at War Games. On one side, oh no, where was I? They started out with a slugfest as the bell rang. Just as the match began and the action was rising, the show cut to commercial pretty quickly. They were still brawling when the show returned from break. A ladder came into play and it was used outside of the ring. A ladder was bridged between the apron and the barricade that was later factored into the match. O'Reilly took an ugly bump when Ripley... hold on, where did I... Yeah, O'Reilly took a crazy bump off the ladder. O'Reilly then, moments later, used was powerbombed into the ladder. They fought. The fight continued as they fought near the ladder bridge. This built to Dunne suplexing O'Reilly through the ladder and it broke into pieces beneath their weight. Dunne further worked over O'Reilly as he stomped on him, and Dunne targeted his hand. He used the ladder as a weapon to punish his hand. At one point, O'Reilly gave Dunne a brainbuster on a ladder, and O'Reilly climbed the turnbuckle. He leapt off, but O'Reilly missed a flying knee drop. O'Reilly crashed into the ladder, allowing Dunne to climb the ladder. O'Reilly pulled Dunne off the ladder using an ankle pick. At one point, they were both climbing up the ladder, and they traded punches on the top. Dunn reached the briefcase, hanging from the rafters, and O'Reilly climbed up to cut him off. O'Reilly then reached for the ladder. Dunn grabbed reached for the briefcase. Dunn grabbed O'Reilly's fingers and did the finger break spot. O'Reilly fell off the ladder, selling the hand. O'Reilly still, though, managed to shove the ladder, and Dunn fell off. Double down led to O'Reilly again climbing the ladder. Dunn fetched a chair and several times hit O'Reilly with a chair. Looking to climb the ladder, Dunn went up the rungs. O'Reilly tipped the ladder over, and Dunn took a nasty plunge onto another ladder, leaned into the corner. Crazy bump here. Then, somebody wearing a mask shoved the ladder. This caused O'Reilly to take a big bump out of the ring. He went over the top rope and crashed into the announce desk. Dunn easily climbed the ladder here, grabbed the briefcase, bada bing, bada boom, and won the advantage for his team of War Games. Don't know who that masked man was. They say it wasn't Pat McAfee, so I don't know. It looked a little too short to be Pat McAfee in my opinion. It could have been, but I felt like this guy was a little too short to be Pat. But with that was NXT. As we look at our poll here, it was split. 33% liked it, 33% didn't like it, and 33% thought it was all right. But with that, you guys can be part of tonight's show by texting in to 510-906-1341. First text message here we have says, yes, Waiting Room may have not been bad, but it did have its hilarious moments. I mean, give Britt Baker props for Gordon with the hand she was dealt. I just don't like the segment at all. First says, do you ever see Jeff joining Matt in AEW? Hard to say, because Jeff signed an extension on his WWE deal. And so maybe when he's done with WWE, he just goes, I'm retired. And who knows? Not to say anything bad about AEW, but when Jeff's contract's up with WWE, what if for some reason AEW's not around? I'm just saying. I doubt that's true. I doubt that happens, but I don't know. This person says there are more heel turns in NXT than Big Show in his whole career. I guess. And finally, this last one says, when do you see Karrion Kross coming back, and what he ends up doing personally? I wouldn't mind him appearing at War Games and confronting Balor. Well, we don't know if Balor's going to be at War Games. We don't know that. But from what I've been told, once Karrion Kross is clear, once Finn Balor's clear, that's the plan for the title. But with that, guys, I want to thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Thank you for joining us here. We will be live again Friday for NXT. We'll be here for NXT. So with that, have a great night, and we will see you next time. No, we'll be here Friday for SmackDown. I'm all kinds of jumbled up right now. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. All right.